it was the discussion we had around when Metallica decided that they'd done a load of albums themselves.
Yeah.
And I quite like the idea where they went out and went, you know, let's do something we really like doing, playing the songs that we like to play. And I just thought, you know, lockdown and stuff, we just needed a change. We just needed to do something which was a bit more fun for us than just concentrating on the same and falling into that pattern of same old. Because, you know, I ideally, the songs we chose, I mean, you know, you could choose 400 songs, right? So we just chose songs randomly that we thought could be quite fun. So, yeah, on that basis, I know it's not directly answering your question, but I just thought it'd be good to break up the monotony and show people what we actually like and what we do. I mean, does that make sense?
For me, recording in this way and getting all the drums to sound half decent, just everything about it, how to send the files over. I think it just worked with covers. It just worked a lot quicker because the songs were already accessible. Not all of them, obviously. Why wasn't? But stuff we're not going to take it. The structure's all there. It's a lot. Yeah, it's just a lot quicker. The songs, the structures, the arrangements, mostly are there. I mean, like I said, why you had it. Creep, we sort of rehearsed it, but we're not going to take it. All these things. What's the other one we did?
All these things that I've done.
Yeah, that one. We're not going to take it. Oh, and Shout. Well, Shout, you had it. You kind of had it from a recording.
Yeah.
So, yeah. I don't know. It was just a good way to get to just to experiment and see if it was going to sound any good, I suppose.
Yeah.
And it's not as final as your own material, I suppose. With covers, there's a lot more leeway. They're not your songs. You just got to worry about making them sound half decent, really, and there's not as much pressure, maybe. I don't know, but for me, a lot of it was the lockdown, just to get something out there quick, I guess.
I mean, I think I resonate with what you're both saying, really. I mean, what I really enjoyed about it's a technical challenge, like tonight, getting it done. But what we produced, what I love about it, when I'm playing the guitar along to the tunes when Pablo sends the drums over, it's like playing with Pablo in a rehearsal room, or playing with you, Johnny, in a rehearsal room. And, you know, it's not the real thing, but it's as good as the real thing. And what I'm really pleased about is that each of those 5 songs have got a real energy in them. And I was quite worried. I was thought to myself, how do you get the energy of this song across? You know, when you're doing it, you know, isolated like this. But I think all the playing and all the kind of aggression and attention to detail has really come across in the song. What I really want to do was Shout, because that worked really well live. And it's obviously one of those songs that you can really chunk up, and I think we've really achieved it. And the second one for me was We're Not Going to Take It, because it's such a solid song. It's sort of it's got such powerful vocals in it. It's always going to come through. Creep, obviously, I've always loved things like I've always loved Radiohead. And when you suggested Creep, Johnny, I thought to myself, yeah, we can really chunk that up. And I remember we did it in the rehearsal studio before lockdown. And it really came out well, even though you and I were warbling over the top of it. I thought, no, that'll work really well. The kind of one, the one that sort of stood out for me, and I thought to myself, that's a real challenge, was the Killers song. That, you know, all these things that I've done. But when Pablo suggested it, I always thought to myself, that one will really work, because it's got that kind of March of Anger, Red kind of chunky feel to it, you know, especially in the middle bit. So I thought to myself, no, I can really have a go at that one. The Why one was just something I've always been passionate about, really, for me, is that I thought to myself, well, I can't sing like Annie Lennox, even though I look like Annie Lennox. But I thought to myself, actually, we could do a really good version of this, because it's such a strong chorus in it. So that's sort of my one was really just chucking in Why.
Well, I mean, I didn't. Yeah, Creep, fine, because I played it a lot, and I think, yeah, you're right. Doing it, it's a great song to play. I like songs with a good feel, and Creep was one of them. And I knew that, yeah, making it heavier was a no-brainer. Shout, I had no idea about. I have to say, I remember it from the from the 80s and stuff. But I thought that was pretty sort of cool, sounded heavy. I mean, I put all the double kicks. I don't know. It's just I quite enjoyed that.
Yeah.
But We're Not Gonna Take It. I have to confess, it wasn't my favourite Twin Sisters song, but playing it was brilliant, and I think it sounds excellent. So I prefer this version to the studio to their version. I have to say, it sounded great. Why I didn't hardly knew the song, but when you sent me the demo, I just thought it sounded great. I just thought it sounded great what you'd done. I thought, oh, what am I going to do to add to it? But I quite like what I added to it, and yeah, it's probably my favourite song out of all of them now. And all the things I didn't realize John didn't really like it, but again, it's one of the songs that I've played for years, and it's got such great feel, and I just love it. And again, making it more our own, bit heavier. I mean, the Killers version is quite heavy in parts anyway, but I think making it even heavier was cool. So, I mean, I like all of them really now. Yeah, and it's quite varied as well, which is what I like. It's a bit of everything. I mean, if I had it my way, it would have probably been all Metallica, Twisted Sister and Kiss. So I think it was good doing other stuff.
Simple. I think it was simple for me. Creep, because I associate with that. Simple as that. I think it's a great track. I think it's a track that, you know, it's hard to do it justice, but it's just a wonderful song to play. Shout, same as you, Ian. I think, you know, we went and did that live, and it was just a real banker. It was a good track to do, and again, it meets that mark where it's not a contrived cover. It's a song we like, and we played it. I've got to admit, We're Not Going to Take It would not have been, being the headbanger that I am, and knowing that Pablo dragged me to see Twisted Sister. It wouldn't have been a choice of song I would have chosen. But I'm glad we did it, because it's just done it justice. It sounds great. The energy's there. Why was my biggest surprise? Right, I love the song. I love Annie Lennox. I think her voice is velvet, but more the fact that I just never would have thought it as a cover. So obviously, when Final Mix came back, I was like, okay, that's my track of the whole EP. And with the Killers track, I have to admit, I'm sorry, Pabs, I would have chosen a different Killers track. I'm not a massive Killers fan, but I do like them. But that track, here's the truth of it, I only warmed to the track. I heard you put your bits down to it, and that's when I thought, actually, I quite enjoyed this. But for me, listening to that track originally, I wouldn't have chosen it. But I'm glad we did it. So, hey ho.
It's been great, because it's been another, you know, I love playing live and rehearsing, but playing live, I just, you know, I almost lived for it for the last 30 years, and not having it. So having this like challenge, because it's not like, if you don't have the challenge, if you don't have something to work towards, you're not going to do it. But having the actual focus to think, right, I've got to get to work, it took me to an area that I kind of thought, ever since I've had electronic drums, I thought, yeah, that'd be to be able to record stuff, but it's so consuming. I thought, I'm never going to do this. So this was a great opportunity, and having the focus to do it was brilliant. And it's just taken mind off months that could have been, you know, quite tough not being able to play, and aside from all the other things. So yeah, I feel it's been a learning curve, and as we've gone through each song, it's becoming better and better. So we know quicker, and also I definitely know about with my stuff how to do it, how to try and get it not really polished, because I don't want it to be really polished, but as good as I want to get it. So I think it's been, totally locked. I think this lockdown thing has been, and having this focus has been absolutely a godsend, really.
So yeah, it's different, isn't it? Because I personally, I have a lot of external challenges which easily detract me away from it, and it has been a bit more difficult in the perspective to get focused on it from time to time. But the encouraging thing about it is when you get sent the file to listen to, and you go, bloody hell, that sounds good, doesn't it? You just think, okay, that's a pickup, and I love that. And I love the fact you can highlight the fact that 3 people can be, triangularly 15 miles apart, whatever it may be, could be 100 miles apart. But, you can still put together something and contain that same energy and power. So on that perspective, but what it's also done for me more, though, is even though maybe I know a lot of the mixed stuff has been put down to you, Ian, to do, but just to actually sit, something I've never done for a long time is just sit in front of the TV with my bass guitar and just play it in the background, kind of fun, which I've done for ages, really. And that's because all of this stuff has some kind of subliminal message that triggers in that grey matter to go, actually, if you do love music, just play it and just do what you can in the background. And, I forgot what it was like for ages. I remember, when we were kids, you'd be sitting there annoying everyone, just strumming a guitar or whatever, what it's like, or tapping away. And I totally forgot what that was like. And now I'm like, I sit on my own and I'll watch something. And it's like now it's just part of my attachment, and that's encouraged me.
Because what's nice about it is the fact that, as I said beforehand, being sort of apart from, away from everybody and not being able to rehearse or play live, as you mentioned beforehand, is that when Pab sends a drum track through, it's like playing with Pablo. And it's like a bloke I've been playing with, for God knows how many years. You know what he's going to do, even though he's not in the room. When you were here before, couldn't look you in the eye. I've been completely astounded the way we've got this together, this EP together, and it makes me think, God, we can do some really good stuff here. And my kind of opinion is, when R.E.D did their first album, it was a little bit slapdash. There were some really good songs there, but it just didn't come together in the way that it should have come together. So what I'm really looking forward to is what we've all agreed to is recording some of the really strong songs from the first R.E.D album. And I think they're going to come out a lot, stronger than they did originally, because we, with the good players and the way we've worked out how to do stuff. So that's where I'm coming from. Next in the pipeline is re-recording with some of those first R.E.D songs.
It's very much the same. I think, looking at two-pronged approach, definitely the first kind of like R.E.D album, to put that out there with, I suppose, us 3 would be a primary focus. I think my real one is just you can play to ourselves, like I've said, and we'll be masters in our own bedroom. But I just want people to hear it.
Yeah.
And I just want the focus to be out there so people hear it, because unlike Kiss could write 100 songs before they released an album. Yeah, I think the world's a different place now, and I think that if it's good, just get it out there and get people to hear it, and that'd be my primary focus. So do as you say, we do the next recording, and just keep this continual movement of like getting out, people can hear it, maybe make videos, do bits and more bits and pieces like this, bring entertainment to people when they're in this kind of like alienated state, and just do what we do enjoy doing, and simple as that.
Yeah, I really like those songs, and I have to say I really like the drumming on it. So it's going to be interesting for me to try and put a little bit of myself in it, but not well, I don't want to change them too much because I think the drums really suit, they fit perfectly. So there's that element of it. Listening to them, like with us playing on them, also be really good. And I also look into the future. I think it's probably gonna, this way of you swapped around now. Yeah. No, this way of doing stuff is going to be here to stay. I think we all agree that it's probably going to be the future. So just start a few old things in a new way, and then just carrying on, just getting better and better. Really, I think that's what's learning. And yeah, but what John said, he's got a very good point. I think it's got to be heard. If people putting all this stuff out, we want people to hear it, really. So that's a challenge. I mean, the songs, like all the songs, the covers we've done, and the songs from the first album are all great. So that there's no problem there. It's just making sure that they get heard and just carry on doing more stuff and next when we start doing original stuff, that'd be interesting as well, especially if we can't rehearse beforehand. Doing it all like this would be quite a challenge in itself, but no reason why we can't do it, having done all the ground that we've done up to now. So metal.
We're not gonna take it. No, we're not gonna take it.
The question.
We're not gonna take it.
John Thumb, you've got no authority here. Listen to the standing orders. Illegal.
Oh God.
I'm in charge.
She's in charge. Illegal.
That's like on the buses. Keep it down, Jack.
Oh, Kiwi, you've got some charge here.
You gotta keep that.
Oh,
that's brilliant. Brilliant. That's good bit.
Calm down. Calm
Yeah. Right. Shall we get to an agenda?